What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Cinematic Wonder. Today, we're diving deep into the world of Marvel and the tumultuous journey of the Blade franchise. If you've been keeping up, you know there's been a lot of chatter about the fate of Blade, especially after that ironic quip from Wesley Snipes' Blade in Deadpool and Wolverine about how there's only ever going to be one Blade. Well, it's hard not to feel that weight now, considering Blade has been pulled from Marvel Studios and Disney's 2025 release schedule. What does this mean for the MCU and the future of our favorite vampire hunter? Buckle up, we're about to unpack this. First off, let's address the elephant in the room. Blade's removal from the 2025 slate. Did it really come as a shock? For many fans, the answer is no. Blade has faced numerous obstacles, different writers, directors, and a revolving door of production issues. It's been a wild ride, and this latest news feels like just another chapter in a long saga of uncertainty. But here's the twist. I genuinely believe this delay could be a blessing in disguise. Sure, it stings to think we won't be seeing Blade in 2025, especially with so much hype building around Mahershal Ali's portrayal. But if we take a step back, it makes sense. The production for Blade has been a mess. Marvel is known for its high standards, and it's clear they're committed to getting this right. Kevin Feige has repeatedly emphasized that they won't release Blade until they've nailed down a great script. And you know what? I commend that approach. With Blade being sidelined, we can't ignore the ripple effect this has on Marvel's larger plans. The supernatural side of the MCU was set to take off, especially with hints dropped in projects like Eternals. The post-credits scene introduced us to Kit Harington's Black Knight alongside Blade, teasing a supernatural team-up that has now hit a major snag. But let's break it down. We're not just losing Blade. We're also seeing the potential delay of the entire supernatural narrative Marvel had in mind. It's like pulling the thread on a sweater. Once you start, everything starts to unravel. The Midnight Suns project, which had been rumored to be in development, is now in limbo as well. It was supposed to be an epic team-up, but with Blade's absence, it seems like that's going to take a backseat for now. Now, I want to balance the scales here. Yes, it's disappointing that we won't get Blade as soon as we'd hoped. But there's good news lurking in the shadows, too. The decision to delay can allow Marvel to reassess and refine their strategy. In the past year, fans have voiced concerns about the lack of connectivity between different projects in the MCU. The shift in Blade's release allows Marvel to recalibrate its storytelling. It gives them time to weave the supernatural elements into the overall narrative more seamlessly. And let's be honest, rushing these stories could lead to a subpar film. We've seen it happen before, and nobody wants another lackluster entry in the MCU. Let's talk about what this means for the future of the MCU. With Blade delayed, the spotlight will likely remain on the existing heroes and upcoming projects. Marvel has a packed slate ahead, including Shang-Chi 2, Spider-Man 4, and Thor 5, not to mention the anticipated Doctor Strange 3. These projects need to establish a strong foundation before introducing a new team like the Midnight Suns. Marvel's strategy seems to be focused on refining their approach. They've learned from their missteps, and the last thing they want is to add another layer of confusion to an already complex narrative. By postponing Blade, they can take the time needed to ensure the character is introduced in a way that feels organic and impactful. So, what happens to the supernatural projects? With Blade as the centerpiece, Marvel has the opportunity to flesh out characters and story arcs that can lead to a thrilling team-up. The groundwork is being laid in projects like Agatha, Coven of Chaos, which connects back to WandaVision. This show is essentially the first act of a trilogy that will eventually tie into the larger narrative. Agatha's series isn't just filler, it's building towards something significant. If Blade and the Midnight Suns are to come together, they need a solid foundation. And who knows? Perhaps we'll see the introduction of more supernatural characters in the upcoming phases, setting the stage for a grand ensemble that does justice to these beloved characters. Let's take a moment to reflect on the broader implications of these changes. Marvel is navigating a complex web of storytelling, especially in the wake of recent controversies like the situation with Jonathan Majors. The plan for Phase 6 has undergone significant alterations, with major characters being reshuffled. This isn't just a minor adjustment, it's a full-on recalibration. The introduction of Doctor Doom into the fold changes the game entirely. Rather than simply plugging in a villain and continuing with the existing story arcs, Marvel is taking a fresh approach. This means reevaluating character dynamics and potentially reshaping the overarching narrative that leads us to Avengers Secret Wars. While the current state of affairs might seem disheartening for Blade fans, there's room for optimism. Marvel's commitment to quality over quantity is a strong indicator that they want to create a Blade film that resonates with audiences and honors the legacy of the character. The last thing we need is a rushed film that doesn't live up to expectations. This pause allows for greater creative freedom and a chance to delve deeper into the mythos of Blade and the supernatural realm of the MCU. We want the Midnight Suns to be more than just a throwaway project. They need to be integral to the MCU's next phase. In conclusion, while it's disappointing that Blade has been removed from the 2025 release schedule, this could ultimately be for the best. Marvel is taking the necessary steps to ensure they deliver a phenomenal product, rather than rushing it out just to meet a deadline. As we move forward, keep an eye on the upcoming projects and how they tie into this broader narrative. Blade's story is far from over. It's just been pushed back for the time being. Let's hope that when it finally arrives, it'll be everything we've been waiting for and more. Now I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on Blade's delay? Do you think it's the right call? Drop your opinions in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more cinematic insights. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep your cinematic wonder alive.